Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today, we're diving into a heated discussion that's been lighting up social media, the double standards and how quarterbacks like Shedeur Sanders are scrutinized compared to others, particularly Drew Allar. Deion Sanders Jr. recently called out these biases, and it's sparked a debate about how narratives in college football shape the perception of players. Let's break this all down and explore what's really going on. Shedeur Sanders is no stranger to criticism. As the son of Deion Sanders and the face of a polarizing Colorado football team, every move he makes is under the microscope. Despite his consistent performances and NFL potential, it seems like he's held to a different standard. Deion Sanders Jr. took to X to highlight this issue, pointing out how Drew Allar's struggles in the Orange Bowl were met with excuses, while Shedeur and other players like Cam Newton have faced relentless criticism in similar situations. It's a valid point, and it raises questions about how narratives are crafted in sports media. The context here is important. Drew Allar, Penn State's quarterback, struggled during the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame. When he threw an interception, some analysts and fans immediately shifted the blame to his offensive line or other factors. Meanwhile, others argued that Allar was at fault for not staying composed in a clean pocket. Deion Jr. chimed in, noting that certain players seem to benefit from a protective narrative, while others, like Shedeur, are often picked apart regardless of the circumstances. It's a striking observation that resonates with many fans. What makes this even more interesting is the timing. Ahead of the Orange Bowl, Drew Allar's draft stock was surging, with some analysts touting him as a potential QB1 for the 2025 NFL Draft. This came despite his announcement to return to Penn State for another year to refine his game. While Allar's decision to stay in college makes sense after his Orange Bowl performance, the buzz around him highlights how quickly narratives can shift in football. In contrast, Shedeur Sanders, who has been consistent and shown NFL readiness, continues to face questions about his abilities. Deion Sanders Jr.'s frustration isn't just about Shedeur, it's about a broader issue of fairness. The way players are analyzed often depends on factors like their family background, team dynamics, or even media biases. Shedeur's association with Coach Prime and the polarizing nature of Colorado football likely contribute to the intense scrutiny he faces. Meanwhile, players like Allar, who fit the mold of traditional quarterbacks, often receive more leniency in the face of criticism. It's a dynamic that feels all too familiar for many players of color in high-profile positions. This isn't to say Drew Allar isn't talented, he's a great quarterback with a bright future. His decision to return to college for another season shows maturity and a focus on long-term success. However, the differing treatment between him and Shedeur Sanders underscores a double standard that's hard to ignore. The media and fans alike need to recognize how these narratives can impact players' careers and public perception. It's about giving credit where it's due and holding everyone to the same standards. Shedeur Sanders' journey to the NFL is still one of the most compelling stories in college football. Despite the scrutiny, he's proven himself to be an elite talent and a leader on the field. With Deion Sanders as his father and coach, the expectations are sky high, but Shedeur continues to rise to the occasion. Whether or not he goes first in the 2025 draft, his impact on the game is undeniable. And perhaps, as more conversations like this happen, the double standards will begin to fade. Ultimately, this debate highlights how important it is to challenge narratives and biases in sports. Players like Shedeur Sanders deserve to be evaluated based on their performance and potential, not held back by external factors or unfair comparisons. As fans and analysts, we have a responsibility to foster a fairer and more inclusive environment for athletes at every level. That's all for today's video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Deion Sanders Jr. has a point about the double standards, or is this just part of the game? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates and discussions. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.